These shipping containers, which were only bought for around $3,000 each, are currently generating over $1.2 million per year. I'm gonna show you exactly how they got transformed from used cargo containers into luxury cash-flowing vacation rentals by stacking them, building them into rocks, and even combining 7 of them into a single home. Starting with the OG box hop. This was the very first project and required 3 40-foot shipping containers. This building site is located in Hocking Hills, Ohio, and is on an 18-acre piece of land that was bought in 2018 for around $120,000. Now, while that's a big cost to add on to just a few $3,000 shipping containers, you won't believe how much the end result is now making. But let me be clear, this is not as simple as just buying some containers, stacking them, and then listing it on Airbnb. There's actually one key factor to this success that led them to making $1.2 million per year. And so construction for this OG box hop started with laying the foundation for the home and then dragging 3 9,000-pound shipping containers up a 600-foot long driveway and 300-foot hill. Then came stacking them and positioning them in place so they could be secured together and then cut apart for the windows and doors. After that, they were able to begin framing the exterior and applying a coat of paint to give it that breathtaking modern Scandinavian design. Finally came the fun part of building out the interior design along with all the furnishings required to make this empty cargo box a welcoming home for guests. Overall, this build took about 6 months and ended up costing around $220,000, including all of the land development, construction costs, and furnishing. But the end result was well worth it. These 3 shipping containers combined to make 900 square feet of living space, which includes their open concept kitchen, dining room, and living room, along with 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms that comfortably sleeps 6 to 8 people. There's 1 bedroom and bathroom on the main floor, and then another bathroom and 2 bedrooms that both feature large windows that overlook the forest. Moving outside, you could see the large patio that features a lot of seating, a gas fireplace, and a hot tub. But there's also a rooftop patio where you'll find even more outdoor seating and a garage door that opens up to the 2nd floor of the home. Now, although the final cost for this build came to around $220,000, it is now renting out for an average of $650 per night at nearly 100% occupancy, leading to making over $230,000 per year. Let's be clear, there are not a lot of real estate investments where you can make over 100% return year over year on your initial investment. But this is only the beginning. Just wait until you see what happened when they build these shipping containers into cliffs and even combine 7 of them into one massive luxury home. And so this led them to start their next project, which was a tiny home spin on their original design, but with a very unique twist. This second build only required 2 shipping containers in order to create a 1-bedroom home geared more towards a couple's getaway. And instead of the modern black paint, they decided to switch to a white exterior to match a bohemian interior design that led them to naming this the Boho box hop. Now, with the smaller size, this second build cost worked out to be much less at $160,000 and saved even more money being located on the same piece of land as the original build. But yet, despite the smaller design, surprisingly the end result did not lower as much in the earnings as you'd think. Upon first entering this charming space, you'll see a wood-burning stove and a small seating area beside it. Moving further, you'll find the kitchen, which is still big enough to stay in and cook meals during your stay. And then just past that is the living room, which includes a folding dining table and a couch that doubles as a pull-out bed. Moving upstairs, you'll find the master bedroom that features large windows overlooking the entire forest, and then even a walkout patio for even more views of the surrounding nature. Then lastly, the main outside patio has some seating around a 1960s chimenea, as well as a 6-person hot tub. Now, like I said before, despite this build being a lot cheaper than the original from only using 2 shipping containers to build a 1-bedroom home, it is still renting out for nearly $500 per night and remains nearly 100% occupied throughout the entire year, bringing in around $180,000 per year, which is once again more than the entire cost to build this whole vacation rental. Now, when you find an incredible formula for success and prove it not just once, but on 2 different projects, there's only one thing to do next: go bigger, which led them to take on their most ambitious project yet with not 2 nor 3, but 7 shipping containers. Now, given the larger scope of this project, they had to do things a little differently than the past 2 builds. Whereas for the OG box hop and Boho box hop, they would get the raw shipping containers delivered on site and in place before cutting out all the necessary doors and windows. But for this project, they decided it would be better to fabricate these shipping containers off-site in a controlled environment rather than in the forest. This would would also prove to be a much more efficient system to better allow them to scale their future build projects easier as well. Another thing they did differently on this build was incorporate a lot more framing in order to give this blocky house structure a stronger triangular roof peak. Now, of course, this build came out to a lot higher cost than the previous two due to the overall size and scope of the project, but it also went way over budget as well. And so here's a detailed cost breakdown of what exactly went into this massive build. First of all, just the road to make it to the far back side of the property and away from the OG box hop and Boho box hop cost around $52,000 to create. The architectural fees came to $22,500. The foundation for the home was $6,700, and then the 7 shipping containers used for this build were actually on the higher end of most containers you can get and combined for a total of $36,000. The fabrication of these containers off-site resulted in another $40,000. All the framing work, including the roof that went into designing this space, was an additional $36,000. Utilities, including electrical, HVAC, and plumbing, amounted to $43,000. And then all the windows were $30,000. And then the flooring for the interior as well as the exterior deck was another $18,000. And then a lot of the other interior work like drywall and paint came to $7,000. But then there was also the septic at $15,000 and a well for $7,500. All in all, after the remaining finishing touches and all the furnishings, this build came out to be around $500,000. But after months of hard work and sparing no expense at all, here was the final result. And so the tour begins with walking up to this stunning front entrance that shows off the building's sleek, modern Scandinavian design. Moving further, you'll come to the kitchen, which is large and open, with the bar running underneath the staircase to save space. And then just off of the kitchen is the dining and living room, which spans 3 shipping containers in width and features large floor-to-ceiling windows along the entire outer wall. The far side actually has a vaulted ceiling with skylights that allow for even more natural lighting, along with a suspended Euro fireplace. Moving upstairs, you'll find 4 of the 5 bedrooms, which each run along the length of the shipping containers and each have their own patios at the end. Then the outside deck is 1,200 square feet and includes lots of seating and even another suspended fireplace that matches the inside one. But there's also another covered deck area that boasts a hot tub and a barrel sauna, both of which overlook the forest. Overall, this place sleeps up to 10 people, and with that, charges a higher premium rate than their previous rentals at $900 a night, leading to an estimated $320,000 per year. Now, you might be thinking, after the OG box hop, the charming small Boho box hop, and the grand luxury Hygge box hop, how on earth could you possibly top these with your next build? Well, that's actually exactly how they did it, by incorporating more of the earth. Which brings us to the Roca box hop. After mastering the development of shipping containers, they decided to put their skills to the test by really working with nature to create their most unique build yet. In fact, it was even said to be hands down the hardest box hop they've created to date due to the difficulties of working around all the rock cliffs. And so they started this project in spring of 2022 and finished it in fall, going live at the end of October. And the final result could very well be the most unique shipping container ever done. One of its unique traits is surely the exterior design that features a light pink paint color and dark stained cedar siding, but you'll find even more uniqueness on the inside. Now, this interior design is a lot more eclectic and features a very different design than the previous box hops. Upon entering the space, this is the first of their builds to include a full foyer, which features vibrant graphic wallpaper. To the one side is the dining room, which has large windows that look out to the surrounding rock cliffs, and then moving towards the kitchen to make it fit within the confines of the shipping container width, they actually drew from some of their inspiration from the Boho box design, which also had a similar layout. And so the Roca also uses a galley kitchen in the middle with the living room at the far side, only this time they added a circular cubby seat against the main window. Now, the upstairs is accessible via a spiral staircase that connects to the 40-foot shipping container stacked on top. This second floor contains 2 bedrooms and a bathroom, and even has moss along the outside of the tops of the containers to really tie in nature with the home. Lastly, outside there is a fire pit beside the rock cliffs on the front entrance side, and then behind there is a deck with a hot tub that overlooks the valley views. Now, before I reveal their earnings for this incredible place, they were also building their 5th shipping container at the exact same time, and it too was an inspiring creation. This is the latest addition to the box hop portfolio, and this was also built in the summer of 2022 and finished shortly after the Roca. This build incorporated 4 40-foot shipping containers built on a natural platform that overlooks the Hocking Hills Valley, hence the name, the Overlook. With this project, they decided to go back back to their roots with another modern design scheme with a minimalist touch. This home has 3 bedrooms to sleep up to 7 to 8 people and features lots of living space throughout the main floor and outside patios as well. This last build combined traits from most of their previous builds with open space layouts, similar outdoor amenities, and an overall strong attention to detail. Which brings us to the key success factor. Now, looking at the revenue breakdown of these 5 shipping container homes, you can see that they are currently generating over $1.2 million per year from their portfolio. How is it that they are able to make so much more than the average host? Well, unlike most hosts who only ever list on Airbnb and just hope people will discover their homes, these hosts did things a lot differently. And it was this one key success factor that, outside of just building really unique container homes, really helped them to achieving nearly 100% occupancy on all 5 of their properties, while it almost doubled the average nightly rate of their competitors. And this one key factor is content creation. We live in a world where people are constantly looking to consume content on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and more. And sadly, regardless of how nice a product a business owner might have, if there is no content on the internet to find them, most of their ideal customers will never even know they exist. But these hosts truly made their presence known by capturing tons of content about their properties, their mission, and their journey, and sharing it for people to see. And this resulted in them growing a passionate following of over 250,000 people on Instagram, 360,000 people on TikTok, and over 5,000 followers on Facebook and YouTube. Now, when most hosts are only ever listed on Airbnb and averaging around 200 views per month on their listings, having hundreds of thousands of followers on social media who don't just see your listing once on Airbnb, but rather every time they're browsing on their phone. In fact, it's actually been proven that customers on average need around 7 touch points with the business before committing to buy from them. And the box hop is constantly showing several 100,000 people enticing photos and videos of their place every single day. And since the maximum amount of customers that they can take on a given year is technically 365 days of the calendar availability to book from, no wonder they've expanded their portfolio so quickly. These hosts don't even know how to accommodate all of the demand that they're getting from social media. In fact, most of their bookings don't even come from Airbnb, but rather direct bookings on their own custom branded website that their followers are more than happy to use. And so meet the masterminds behind the Box Hop brand, a power couple made up of the brilliant designer Emily and the craftsman builder Seth. I've left some links in the description for you to follow them on Instagram as well as their own YouTube channel to learn more about their journey, as well as some of the new builds they have coming up next. Now, vacation rentals can already be a lucrative investment opportunity, but when paired with marketing strategies like this, suddenly you have the highest cash flowing real estate class fueled by real business growth over your competition. And the Box Hop success has actually inspired others to follow in their footsteps, with some even building similar unique container homes and using content creation to build up an audience of over 750,000 before even finishing the build. But this content creation strategy is also not limited to just shipping container builds. Rather, it's been used by some of the top hosts in the industry to raise awareness of their vacation rentals without having to completely rely on the Airbnb algorithm to determine their demand. This is the new era of business, and as people's appetite for consuming content daily increases, small business owners, including vacation rental hosts, will need to embrace these social media platforms. And the driving factor behind success on social media is undoubtedly the content creation that fuels it. Whether that's learning to capture more photos and videos yourself, or working with savvy content creators who have a better idea of what people like to engage with. Creating content that stands out on social media is a lot easier than for most businesses. Now, if you want to learn how content creation can single-handedly launch vacation rentals to new heights, I show you exactly how you can use even just one good photo to generate 6 figures on Airbnb. So click the video right here to watch that next.